This Headless Professor video concerns how to conduct an interview. There are many kinds of situations calling for interviewing. When we're hiring a worker, when we're doing a diagnostic evaluation, especially in clinical psychology, when we're doing focused group research, such as in marketing, or we're doing a series of structured research with many sequential interviews of individuals. What we're talking about today is not any of these four kinds of interviews. Each one of these would require a separate, much longer video to explain how to do it. Today we're talking about how to do an interview for establishing a life history of a specific individual, a biography. The purpose of a life history, as most qualitative research, is to illustrate a certain point. Life history and qualitative research is not the same kind of proof that we get from using correlational data, or even better yet, an experiment. This is a way to explore possible relationship between variables, not really discover any relationship. That really is best done by experimentation. Qualitative data, such as those coming from a life history, can help us generate certain hypotheses, but it cannot confirm those hypotheses. Real confirmation would come on the quantitative cycle of research, where we use correlational data or experimentation. So in setting up a life history with an individual, be very clear about a couple of things at the beginning. First of all, have the requisite degree of privacy. Do you mind if this is conducted in a nursing home where other people are walking by? Is it okay to have the person's spouse or children right there? Make these decisions with your subject before you begin the interview. Also, be very clear to your subject about the purpose of your interview. Utilize an appropriate method of recording, perhaps a video camera, perhaps an audio recording device. Be very clear about the level of confidentiality. Will you be posting this video on YouTube or even on a course management system for other students to see? Will the name of the subject be held in anonymity? Maybe the subject is very open to telling his story in a very public site, but be very clear about the level of confidentiality that you are going to commit to. Here are some of the topics that you should cover in a life history. First and foremost, the family. Both the family of origin, parents, brothers, and sisters, as well as the family created by marriage and having children. The individual's education experience, the individual's development of a career. Also take a look at the importance of geography. Has this person made a significant move in his or her lifetime? Also look at religious issues, the religion in which a person was brought up, any kind of conversion or reaffirmation of the person's religion, and how religion may have helped that person over some important life events. Also look for specific disasters. Has the person been affected by wars, fire, flood, hurricane, acts of terrorism or crime, or medical problems or accidents? These often create a very unique feature in a life course. One of the most useful techniques I have found in conducting any interview is the important utilization of what I call time anchors. Whenever you are given any information or ask a question about when an event occurred in a person's life, try to go back and verify the time by asking it in three different ways. Ask the year that something occurred. and then verify that by reiterating the person's age during that year, and try to tie that back to something else that the person was doing or something else that was happening in the person's life at the same time. For example, if the person says, my youngest child was born in 1975, you would say, oh, 1975. Let's see, you would have been about 29 at that time. Is that right? And then you would say, let's see, 1979, you're having your third child. That was right around the time you and your husband moved from Chicago to Los Angeles. Is that right? You will find that not only does this time anchoring technique clarify any misunderstandings about when something occurred, it also stimulates the subject to make richer associations between different events. Those are some of the useful techniques in doing a life history interview.